Hi, welcome back to my channel. It is officially spring and it is starting to get a little bit warmer here in New York where I am. The birds are chirping, the sky is blue, and I am just so excited for warmer weather to come. And I always love with every season to try my best to be in that season and romanticize the season that you're in. So when I think spring, I think flowers and gardens and birds and new beginnings. So what I did was I went to my local library and I picked up some books that will hopefully help romanticize spring. I got some of these recommendations from Darling Desi, so I will link her channel below. She is great and provides beautiful videos about romanticizing your life that they all look like a short film, and she's so talented. So let's dive on in to this spring book haul. So I'm just gonna go by what the order of that they are in this file. So the first book that I have is Nightshade Forewarning by Bailey Cottrell. This is my first cozy mystery that I've ever read. I watched them on Hallmark, so I feel like I'll probably like a book form. It is an enchanted garden mystery. So with all of these, I've read like the first line of all of them. I was like, oh yeah, spring vibes. So the first line of this is chapter 1. The honeyed floral scent of sun-drenched zinnias curled into the air from the half-barrel planters in front of the Poppyville Library. Magical. So I think this one is about this girl named Eliana who owns a perfume store called Sense and Nonsense, and then in the back she has this garden that is enchanted in a way, and I guess she has some sort of gift of knowing, like very in tune with plants and nature. Kind of was giving me like Good Witch vibes. If you ever watched the show, or any of the movies, The Good Witch, I love that series except for the last season. Don't watch the last season. But other than that, amazing. And this is kind of giving me that vibes, but in the forms of like plants and botanicals and herbology. So there's that one. And it's a series. So this is the second one in the series because I didn't have the first one. But I don't think you need to necessarily read all the books to be able to read one of them. Okay. And so then the next book that I got is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I've seen all of the movies. I didn't watch the Hobbit movies, but I've seen the Lord of the Rings movies. And this is the prequel to those about Bilbo Baggins. I wish they had a different cover because so much of the other covers look more magical and spring-like, and I'm also just like not the biggest fan of movie poster covers on books, even though I love movies. But let me just read you the first line. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole, and that means comfort. I feel like the hobbits are so like, they're like the epitome of simple living and like being one with nature and enjoying nature and the little things in life. And to me, that also just screams spring and slowing down. And so I'm excited. I've been wanting to read this book for a while now. So I'm excited to finally pick it up and read it. And then the next we have, okay, you cannot tell me that this cover is not all you want. out of spring. Because spring also to me is like Regency periods or like Edwardian period. Just, you know, like I want to wear a pretty dress and go to a ball. Basically all the Bridgerton vibes is what this cover is giving me. So it's called The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. I'm pretty sure it's either a series or it's like a companion series. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. Now, I honestly don't even know what this book is about, except I'm pretty sure this sophisticated lady is actually a thief. I think it says a prim and proper lady thief must save her aunt from a crazed pirate and his dangerously charming henchman in this fantastical historical romance. It sounded fun, and I feel like if you're in springtime, you need some sort of period piece. Either like get your Jane Austen on or whatever you want to do. Watch Bridgerton again. Can't believe the new season isn't coming out yet. I don't know if the prequel show is coming out this spring, but I feel like spring is the time to drop a new season. Anyway, okay. So the first bit of this book is, there was no possibility of walking to the library that day. Morning rain had blanched the air, and Miss Darlington feared that if Cecilia ventured out, she would develop a cough and be dead within the week. Therefore, Cecilia was at home, sitting with her aunt in a room 10 degrees colder than the streets of London, and reading out loud The Song of Hiawatha by the American rogue Mr. Longfellow, when the strange gentleman knocked at their door. And then the last book that I have, I'm trying to get back into fantasy books. So I have The Cruel Prince. I've heard a lot of great things about this. I'm hoping it lives up to the hype. But all I know about this one is it involves fae, which are fairies, and that screams spring to me because, I don't know, whenever I think, you also have like fairies and garden and flowers and nature, and I don't know, they all kind of go together in my mind. I'm sure the main girl is immortal, but she was taken. I'm not sure if there's like some changeling stuff going on, or if she just was taken and is now in this world. She was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there despite her mortality. But many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. So I think it's like there's probably a quest of some sort. I don't know. Let me know if you read this book. All I know is that people say great things about this series, and I'm eager to read a great fantasy series. So if you have any recommendations for that, also let me know. But let's just see together what... Okay, see, that is pretty. That also screams spring. I didn't realize there's drawings. Prologue. It says, on a drowsy Sunday afternoon, a man in a long, dark coat hesitated in front of a house on a tree-lined street. He hadn't parked a car, nor had he come by taxi. No neighbor had seen him strolling along the sidewalk. He simply appeared, as if stepping between one shadow and the next. Ooh. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you have or are planning on reading any of these books, and I will catch you guys in my next video.